Hello and welcome back to our UGC NET Literature Concept Series. I am Kannan Prasad and today we are exploring another essential literary term that has appeared in previous UGC NET exams. Today's term is Pathetic Fallacy. The term has appeared in the December 2021 UGC NET exam and it belongs to our rhetorical and structural terms cluster. Let's examine Pathetic Fallacy. The term combines pathetic from the Greek pathos meaning feeling or emotion and fallacy meaning false belief. Pathetic fallacy became prominent during the Romantic period of literature, which is late 18th to the mid 19th century. This is when writers emphasized emotional responses to nature. However, the device itself has been used throughout literary history from ancient times to the present. The term pathetic fallacy was first coined in 1856 by Victorian art critic John Ruskin in his work Modern Painters. Ruskin actually intended it as a criticism of what he saw as excessive emotional projection onto nature by romantic poets, though the term has since lost its negative connotation. Simply put, pathetic fallacy is a literary device where human emotions are attributed to nature, animals, or inanimate objects. The key features of pathetic fallacy include natural elements, weather, landscapes that reflect human emotions, and nature seems to feel what characters feel. The term is often used to create mood or atmosphere. It reinforces the emotional tone of a scene and also that it differs from personification by specifically focusing on emotions. For UGC NET, remember that pathetic fallacy is especially common in lyrical poetry and romantic literature, where it helps express the emotional state of the speaker or character. Let us explore some classic examples of pathetic fallacy from literature. In Christina Rossetti's poem, A Dirge, she writes, "The sullen wind was soon awake. It tore the elm tops down for spite." Here, the wind is attributed to human emotions of sullenness and spite, reflecting the gloomy mood of the poem. Shakespeare frequently used pathetic fallacy, as in Macbeth, when the knight Duncan is murdered. One character describes, "The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down." The unruly night mirrors the disruption of natural order caused by regicide. In Thomas Hardy's novel Far from the Madding Crowd, the author writes, "The sky was an empty, haughty vault of recent rain, now dried into an evening clearness." The haughty sky reflects the emotional tension in the scene. In Indian literature, Rabindranath Tagore often employed pathetic fallacy in his poetry, as in the poem The Gardener, where he writes, "The lonely night is expectant with the message of peace, like a hushed mother bending over her sleeping child." Modern examples include Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things, where she writes, "The trees were full of whispers and smelled of rain." Now let's test your understanding with a quick quiz on an actual NET question paper. The sentence, "The cruel sea lashed mercilessly," is an example of metaphor, pathetic fallacy. Take a moment to think about it. The answer actually is pathetic fallacy. The sea here is being attributed human emotions of cruelty and mercilessness. This is a classic example of pathetic fallacy, where a natural element, which is the sea, is given human emotional characteristics to create a particular mood or atmosphere. Remember, pathetic fallacy attributes human emotions to nature or inanimate objects, and it's especially common in lyrical poetry. For your UGC NET exam, be prepared to identify examples of pathetic fallacy and understand how it differs from other figurative devices like personification or metaphor. In our next video, we'll explore another important concept from our rhetorical and structural terms cluster. You could see that I have screened a term for you here, a question from UGC NET examination, which happened in June 2022. You could see that the question is not directly related to pathetic fallacy, but your understanding of the literary term pathetic fallacy might help you eliminate questions in the context of whatever question that is asked, so that you will also get at the right answer. So you can also expect questions in UGC NET exam sometimes where you can learn a lot of literary terms, but the question may not be directly related to what you have actually learned, but it might help you eliminate questions so that you get the right answer, or sometimes even leave out the questions. Thanks for watching.